Welcome to the shack. Happy Monday. It's raining outside, but in here the sun is shining. So I hope that I'm not alone. I think our friend Paul Church is with us this morning, and I look forward to seeing some of you too. Have you got a cup of tea or coffee? And are you ready to doodle away? What a fabulous, while we're waiting for our friends to come in, what a fantastic couple of days we had in Ditton at the open days. It was marvelous. It really was, even if I say so myself. So many good friends, and people that made the effort and came a long way to join in. And good morning. I can see that you can see me. Sound is nice and clear, says Paul. That's marvelous. Cheers. Yeah, it was a fantastic. I don't know. I'm sure that many of our friends that are in the shack, I know for certain that they were there at the weekend too. It was magical. Saturday especially. There was something about Saturday. Friday, a few more people, a little bit more action, but then Saturday, it was so lovely. You would never have believed that there were over 200 people in that hall on Saturday. There were well over 200 people. And I think on Friday we had 230. You wouldn't have thought that there were that many people. It was so calm and lovely, and the atmosphere was just brilliant. Yeah, so it went really well. Good morning, Ken. Yeah, lovely shack friends. Absolutely. Well, of course, Ken was there both days. It was just something very, very special about it. If I dare say so, and I'm not the first person to say it, it was the best ever. It really was. The make and takes were gorgeous, and I think also, at any given time, out of that 200, that group of 200, there were always 40 people out of commission, heads down doing workshops, so that's got to be considered, and also the ceiling, they've done the ceiling so that it's not echoey. That makes a difference. It wasn't too hot. It was just lovely, lovely weather. Jazz and her mum and Lisa made fantastic sandwiches. So lunch was lovely. Tea and coffee were flowing. It was just workshops were great. Company was great. The ideas, the demonstrations were superb. It really was amazing. So yeah, we did enjoy the open days. Thank you for asking. And maybe next year, you might want to consider joining us, because it was pretty special. Yeah, I love it. I just love it. A lot of work. It's a lot of work. A lot of prep. Our Tom, he spends many, many weeks getting all the stock ready, and the make and takes many, many weeks in the preparation. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I sold loads of pottery. We sold all of Dave's woodwork, which was a real joy, actually. Yeah, it was good. And this morning, Grace is on her way. Our Grace is in the air as we speak, on her way. She's coming up from Barcelona. She was at a wedding. And Dave's going to pick her up at Gatwick at 12 o'clock. That will be nice. Yeah. And Linda and Rob, I had to get up early because I had to figure out what you and I were going to be doing today. So I left them fast asleep, bless them. And then they're going to wend their way back to Wales. Whoa. Yeah. Great to spend some time with good friends, We hadn't realised we hadn't seen each other for 1.5 years. But we'll see each other again in October at the spa retreat. We're going to be manning that one together. So that'll be great. Paul and Linda and myself will be running that lovely retreat. So if you haven't joined, she's got some really fantastic artwork in store for us there. And then, of course, I think there are still a couple of spots left in the August retreat, which is Paul and myself, inky painty. So I've got some good ideas there. Did you see what Sam Crow was up to? Did you? Clever, wasn't it? With the bow wallpapers. We looked at it in the... I gave you a kind of a clue when we were doing our craft along with the calligraphy girls a couple of weeks ago. And I said to you, didn't I? She'll take it to the next level. It's amazing. And it was, and it is. So after she's got loads of them, she's very prolific, and she had loads of beautiful papers. I said, don't give them away, give them to me, because I'm going to make a book out of those. Fantastic background papers. So there we go. For those of us who don't want to use the jelly plate, you know, and there's a fair few people that aren't interested, but they love the look. So for those people, we make the papers. Good morning. I just saw somebody from Virginia. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Mary. If you ever want to go on a pilgrimage to Europe, drop in at the open days. It's quite something. I used to do shows in America, you know. I used to do lots of shows in America, in Philadelphia, in DC, in, where was I? The Grapevine, Texas. I did a show down there, all over. Seattle, did one over on that side, all over. Yeah, it was good. Cool, I could tell you some stories. Yeah, that was great. Trying to get a whole stand in a suitcase, that was a challenge. Good fun though. Anyway, so today we're on the letter I. I had to think about that, and I decided that with the weather being as it is, okay, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to do I for ice cream? So that's what we're going to do, an ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, everybody screams for ice cream, right? Come on in. I did a really good picture of ice cream. I got up super early this morning because I wanted to show, let me show you. Oh no, I tell you what, suspenders. Let me have a little recap, because I'm sure that there'll be plenty of people here today. I bet we have a few newcomers. You know, I was rattling on about the SHAC enough at the open days. Welcome to any newcomers. Hands up, anybody who's here for the first time today. Be nice to have your company if you are. We started, it's the year of the alphabet, isn't it, at Clarity? And so we started drawing letters and then using the letters to hang our art on. And we started at A and we did apple and angel. Then we went to B for beach hut, didn't we? So the things, the actual objects of art that we do, they actually don't correlate. Well, some, right? But of course the letters, they give us flow, and then we know where we're headed. So we started with A. Let me get my coffee over here so I don't have a moment to remember. And so we started with A for apple. So we do the letters, didn't we? And then we went off piece. And I can remember in the beginning we did some coiling and different ways and how to change the letter somewhat if we want to. But all of the letters are the same height. So you know we're going to have a fantastic, Jazz and I, we've got a secret project going on here, and we're building this alphabet, which is going to take all year, for sure, you know, because we're only on I and we're in June, so figure it out, eh? So let's have a look. We've got I, we did a couple of angels, we did B for beach hut, they came out nice, we like the beach hut. Yeah, we did beach huts. We learned loads of tricks and tips as we go along. We did C for crown. That was quite nice. We did that. That was lovely. We did D for dandelion. We like D for dandelion. And we learnt to write, to flow, do shadows. That was quite good. D for dandelion. There we started with that, didn't we? That was where we went. Then we did E for elephant. Do you remember our elephant, our Picasso elephants? And then we went off piece and changed them a bit. Really like that. Can't wait for those stamps to appear. And then we did so E for elephant, and then we went F for fashion. Do you remember the calligraphy girls? Well, didn't they take off? So we did the fashion, F for fashion. Then we did G for giraffe. Got absolutely nothing to do with F for fashion, but hey, for good, right? So we did Jill and Gary, didn't we? Nice. Then we did H. We did some hummingbirds. We went back down the Picasso road. And then we did the hippie bus, and that's where we really got caught, didn't we, with the hippie buses? So it caught enough warm in here. It's very, very warm. Il fait très chaud dans ma chambre. It's all right. It's all right. Mind over matter. It wasn't so warm at the open days this year. Do you remember last year? We were melting. We had a meltdown. Martine and I, we were whinging about the heat. I mean, it was warm outside. It was sunny. But what we didn't realise was that they'd left the rads on. The radiators were on the whole weekend. We were sweating bullets. Martine and I. And when she realised, the air was blue. Good though. Yeah, so we got real caught up on the H for hippies, didn't we? We did the hippie bus, we did Hello Hippies, and then that was pretty cool. And then we did the calligraphy. We changed the calligraphy girls to hippie chicks. Do you remember these ones? And this is what I want to show you this morning. I really want to show you the hippie chicks. Are you going to switch the fan on for me, Paul? Thank you. Paul's going to switch the fan on for me because it's... Oh, that's bad. Thanks, Paul. Ah, that is almost heaven. Cool air. Thanks, Paul. Well, what a difference a little bit of breeze underneath makes. Okay, so the hippie chicks, what we were talking about, and I talked about this at the open days as well, was about starting what we call online exclusives, where we create, and the SHAC's perfect for this, because on a Monday we get together and we doodle. Sometimes on a Thursday, we always get together on a Thursday unless I'm busy, right? We get together on a Thursday, we either continue to doodle, we do a craft along, or we have a moment of clarity. So the Thursdays, usually we change that up in the evenings at 7 o'clock. So Jim had the idea. He said, why don't you do online exclusives so that not everything is for the TV, not that there's a problem with the TV, but sometimes it might make sense to not go through the TV, to go direct through an online exclusive. So we hatched a plan, and I talked about it. on Saturday and Friday at the open days, and I'm going to show you the new hippie chicks because Jazz has been busy. We came up with a fantastic design idea, and this is a date for your diary. Pop this in the date, because the craft along, do you remember the craft along that we're going to attach this exclusive, this online exclusive, can only be bought from us, can't be bought anywhere else except on the Clarity website, okay? Hasn't been seen anywhere else except at the open days. I showed a couple of people, but this is the first time. So I want to show you what we're doing here. First of all, the groovy plate. Let's check the groovy plate out. So we've got the 3 girls that we drew, okay? These are pretty spectacular. Let's go to this camera so we can see it. We've got the 3 girls that we drew and then what we did was, though, we gave them outlines as well and different infills. So now it's starting to change. It's getting more interesting. We've got peace and love, and we've got hippie chicks. Loads of flowers, loads of just lovely, lovely stuff, right? Then the next thing we've got is the stamps, okay? Said the old stamping queen. Right, so now let's just check this out. This is the insert. Shackers, oh friends, hippie chicks. Turn this over. And what we've got is an A4 set. It's very cool. I'm going to show you how they work. So you've got the 3 girls there. but you've got the 3 outline girls, and then you've got all the outfits that change. So if I show you here, let's just take this one girl, right? So you've got the outline and you've got 2 different infills. You've got 2 different pairs of trousers. You've got the hats, the tops. You've got some lovely, you've got the outline. You've got that one. Brilliant. You've got all 3 of the girls, right? All 3 of the girls. Look at that. Let's turn it over so you can see it. Hippie chick, peace and love. All 3 girls. All the different outfits. On this one, we've got the rings in the trousers and plain. On this one, she's got a handbag. She's got a little flowery top. Look, look, look. Little flowery. What's that bit there? If that's that bit, that's the handbag fill. Oh my goodness. She's got a little handbag. Infill, trousers, right? Then this one, look, she's got stars in her flares. So cool, so cool. So that's that set. Okay, it's actually, dare I say it, is brilliant. When I was a kid, I used to love, do you remember the little paper dolls? And you used to get them in the magazine, and they had little tabs on the whole up here and round here, and you used to get a cutout, like a cardboard cutout, and then you could dress them. You know exactly. I was fanatical about that. And then the tabs would get worn out. I had them in a tin, and the tabs would get worn out. And then I would go to Dad and say, "Can you help me repair the little tabs?" And he'd put sellotape on them lovingly, and so that I could keep using them. Do you remember? And you'd cut them out. That was craft, wasn't it? Yeah. So I want to show you. I'm going to give you, before we start doodling, I'm going to give you a little demo on how they work. Won't take long, but these are available online. Paul will bound to give you the Paul's bound to give you the link, okay? And then if you get the, I think what we decided was, if you get the stamps, they are I think they're £30 for an A4 set, right? If you get the groovy plate, that A5 groovy plate is £13. If you combine the 2 and you decide to go for both, then it's £40. So it's £3 less in the bundle. And then, of course, you get your club discount and your postage is paid, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so pretty good, actually. And you got an evening of myself showing you loads of tricks and tips on the 4th of July. But I want to show you how they work. So I think it's one thing to see a big bundle like this, to see all these stamps. It's another thing to actually see how they work. So this won't take long, but I'm going to give you just a couple of, let me just pop that in there, white paper, okay, and I'm going to take my stamps, like so. Let me take my stamps, and then I'll just use one of the girls. Let's use the happy one, okay, the jubilant one. I'll show you. So this is the one that we kind of drew, okay. Let's put her down, and I'll take, let's have a look. I did prepare this. I'll take just take a 4x4 mega mount, ink her up, pop her on there. Okay, so she's on there. We'll ink her up, black archival, and we'll just stamp her up first, okay, because she's the one we drew. And then what Jazz did is she took this and she went for it. Right, so we'll just pop her in place, like so. Arm, leg, hands. She's exactly, and you know what? This is interesting. When we did the calligraphy girls, check this out, because I said, what size are these ones if they're in an A4 set? And Jazz said, they're exactly the same height. I'm just showing you. Look, they're exactly the same height as the other ones. So now you're starting to see, you can mix and match them, you know. I think these are so young and funky. They're brilliant, they are. So let's just take that one off there, pop that back on its base. And now I'm going to take her. Are we good doing this? There you go. And obviously the The craft along on the 4th of July at 7 o'clock in the evening is free. And you can join in if you don't have the stamps. But why wouldn't you? Look at these. These are just beautiful. You get your discount, get them out to you early. You can play for a few weeks. You don't have to keep them secret. You can tell all your friends about them. Right, so now we've got the two. Let's just say this is just one of them, though, don't forget. We got two other girls that we drew, haven't we? I'm just going to stick to the one set, though, to show you. So let's do that. So we've got those two. Now let's dress them. This is where it gets fun. So over here, let's have a look. I'm going to dress her. I'm going to give her starry trousers. Okay, starry trousers. 4x4. Pop that on there like that. Right, starry trousers. Colours, I'm going for Tenacious Teal. This is just an old ink pad, dye-based. Just pop a bit of ink on there. Okay, that'll do. Actually, I'll leave that open because I might use it again. Now, you know that that's going to be so blistery. So what I'll do is I'll take my sponge, my spot-on sponge, and watch the difference. Ah, it's a little demo. Early on a Monday morning. Come on, friends. Let's just get in the saddle slowly here. The ice cream's not going to run away, and I've drawn it. So we're just going to put a bit of ink on there. See, so you hover with the mount like that until you're happy with the position. I mean, if you've got a stamping platform, happy days, right? And I'll pop that in there like so. There you go. And that way, I mean, you could colour them in if you want. If you've got pens and or pencils. Boom. I know. Absolutely amazing, right? So we take that one out now. Actually, I'll show you another little thing. And just for the sake of speed, you could use the solid one. If I add a little bit more, let's just add a little bit more blue. Don't have to refill it, but I'm using the same ink that was on the spot-on sponge. See, what's interesting is that I can, let me just do this for a minute. I can go over this girl, right? And where her calligraphy swirl trousers are, they are. So now, can you imagine how much? There you go. So this is cool. Do you know how cool this is? This is so fun. Right, next one. So look at the little top. So we'll go back to the set, and we'll go back in here. We'll just wipe that clean. Okay. We'll pop that back on there. I want to keep them all in one place to show you. So that's that. Let's go to the little top. Should we use a little starry top? Stay there a minute. I'm going to use a little starry top. She's got a matching top. Cool. Very cool. And I'm going to use a little mount. There we go. Like that. I don't need a lot of ink on here, do I? So where did I put that? Where have I just put that sponge? Bear with me a second. I just had it in front of me. Oh, here it is. Right. So what I'll do is, because I've used it a couple of times now, see, I've got ink on there. I reckon that's got to be plenty of ink on there. Let's have a look. Put that in there like that. Go like that, like that. Spread out the ink on there. So now you're using your spot-on sponge. Right, here we go. And then we'll just hover over the top, and she has an outfit. I know. Right, and then go again if you want to. And then she's got the same there. Oh, I love it. Right, so then we're just for the sake of simplicity, I just want to show you. Let's take her hat, because each of them has a hat. Okay, check this out. So we'll take the hat. We'll pop this hat. Let me just turn it round. So that's going to sit on there like that. That's going to go like that, right? And you've got choices. You can either apply the ink like that. You can apply the ink so it's really dark. You can go like that. Just blend it out a bit with the spot-on sponge. And then we're just going to hover like that. It's a bit, hang on, I've got a bit of a blotch. Smoothie. I want a smooth hat. So you hover with the hat. If you've got young grandchildren, friends, look at that. Right, second generation ink. I bet that's going to look good as well. Just faded. Look. Look. Oh, love it. Isn't that superb? And then, of course, you've got in each of the sets, and I'll stop now because we're going to draw, but I just wanted to show you just how they work. Do you get it? They're so super, right? And then in the sets, you've got stars, so it's very easy to mask off. Like I did it earlier. Let me show you. Let me just show you a trick. If I take a little tiny little flower, okay, it's one of the sets here. And let's say I want to put some, this is light, so they'll show up really well. And I'm going to do that. And I'll take a little bit of copy paper. This is what we're going to do in the craft along, this kind of thing. Okay, let me just take a bit of copy paper. You don't need masks to do this. And then I'm going to just add, look, a little bit of ink there. And then I'll just mask off the area where I'm going to, there, see, hat. So you can go around. I want to put a little flower there. Let's see, on this side. So I'll just cover up there like so. I'll go back in there like that. And then I'll add a flower. See? Is this not cool? And then you can use pencils or whatever you fancy. And the other thing is, of course, that these little flowers, look, little accents all over your page. You can make borders. You can do second generation, lighter. So you go ink blot plot. Look, isn't that superb? There you go. I'm going to stop now. I could play for the entire hour, but we have an ice cream to draw. Okay? So get yours today. This is the first. You saw it here first. This is an exclusive online launch by Clarity, the first of what I hope will be many. And it's going to be coupled with a free online tutorial, 4th of July, easy to remember, eh? Easy to remember. There you go. I think they're lovely. Okay, so that's that. Let me just clear the decks and then we can start to doodle. Paul, are you there or have you gone offline? I'm absolutely isolated here. Let's see if there's anybody there. Excuse me 1 second. I don't know. There we go. I wasn't getting any messages there, Paul. Sorry. Good. And you know, the thing about the SHAC is it's for everybody, you know, again. And what was brilliant about the open days is, like, I know I have a really good friend called Elizabeth, and I never see her, but I know she's here she's always here in the SHAC. But at the open days, I get to see her and spend time with her. And you've heard me say many times, Elizabeth says, the more you do, the better you get. And the better you get, the more you want to do. And that's Elizabeth. And I bet Elizabeth's in the building. I'll eat my hat if she's not. Right. Good to see you. Lynn as well. Look, they're all here. In fact, everybody I'm looking at here was there. Nice. Okay, so let's get started. Would you like to see? Oh, and when we do the craft along, we'll try for a 3-course meal. We'll definitely do 2 courses. And our friend Paul, if I run out of time for the dessert, the groovy dessert, I know that Paul will continue on the Tuesday after, won't you, Paul? Elizabeth is in the room. Well, there we are. Told ya. Hello, Elizabeth. Okay, now where did I put my ice cream? What's wrong with this weather in England, eh? Isn't it? I've got my ice cream over here. Crazy, isn't it, the temperature? But inside here, the sun is shining. Now, where did I put my ice cream? Let's have a look. There it is. Nice. I was drawing this at 6:30 this morning and it was raining. It's raining in the southeast of England. There we go. Yep. Paul says dessert for breakfast on Groovy Tuesday is good. So I thought this would be a really nice, easy eye for ice cream to draw. Yeah. Before we do this, though, we need to draw the letter. So we've got to do the letter. Come on, stick to the plan. It's not hard. I'm going to take my original letter, the A, because it's got the measurements on it. I'll take the A. There we go. Right, and then what we'll do is we'll draw an I. So that way we won't get behind with our letters. Yeah? This will be easy. I is easy. Okay, the ice cream's easy too. So let's have a look. We'll just pop that to one side, take that away. That's that. And we'll put a piece of copy paper. Look at my hands. God, dear, oh dear. Right, piece of copy paper underneath, like that. And then you can see here, we're going to pop the A. I'm just going to pop the A underneath because that gives me the height. You see, each letter from top to bottom is 7 centimeters, 4 centimeters to what I'd call the lowercase letters. Right? There you go. So we'll take our ruler, we'll take our HB pencil, and we'll just make our mark. Let's just make our mark for the I. So I'm going to just see if that's 7 centimeters there, and that's there. I'm just going to make a mark there. So then I know that that's going to cut across there like that, and that'll be my letter. Okay, that's my distance there. And then the I is going to be from here to here, and it's straightforward, isn't it? So I can use that area like that. I can come down till I get to there. Yeah, and then that's going to come out. So we'll come out to there. And then on this one, it's going to be the same again. That's too fat though. That eye would be a bit too fat. I think. I don't know though. Have a look. Yeah, I want to make it a bit thinner than that. So this is a mirror. So we'll go up like that. May have to just juggle this one around a bit. I want to get to the ice cream. There you go. Pop that on there like that. Let's have a look. If I take that out of the way. Yay, good enough. That one there. Let me just pop this round like so. So I'm not dealing. We sell the tracing paper. It's very good quality. See, so that comes around there like that. Let's just take the rubber. Get rid of that bit in there. That's it. That's a mirror. That's a mirror. Good enough. Right. That'll do. I told you it wouldn't take long to do the eye. But alles hat seine Ordnung. This is what we have to do. Okay. So pop that in there. This one's 4 centimeters. So I'll just make myself a little mark at 4. So I know that's going to be my head there. There you go. Tell you what, my lips are chapped. It's from the hall, you know, and talking too much and not drinking enough water. But all right. It's okay. My lips are chapped though. Right, and then we've got to go lowercase. So I'm going to take that out of the way now and just go freehand. So the I think it wants to look exactly the same, but with a dot over the top. Are we cool? Are we cool with that? I don't think I want to do anything else. Do you? Let's do this ruler trick. The ruler's easy. Let's get the ruler in the middle. I reckon a little bit thinner, eh? Like that. That'll do. Up we go. Up we go. This would be a nice eye. That'll do. Have ruler will use. Get on its side and then you can see it better. If you want a bit of a curve. That'll do. Told you the eye was easy. I didn't even think about this before. I was too excited about my groovy chicks. Right, and then we need a circle. So where are we going to put that? Not too high up. Hey, about there. Draw around something if I had something that small. So what we're doing is we're air drawing. I reckon that's the perfect balance, don't you? I for ice cream, I for ideas. That'll do. Oh, when all we are on us. How's that? Good enough. Okay. And now onto the ice cream. Do you fancy that? Right, that goes in my little file. I've got I think I mentioned it in the newsletter. I'm going to mention it here as well. We've made the decision to not stock as many, not reorder folders. You know, folders are you don't get many of them to the square meter. We order them in China. It's a lot of cost, a lot of plastic, a lot of storage, a lot of shipping, a lot of time involved. And so we've still got a goodly amount in the warehouse. We've still got the only one that I'm very keen to keep ordering, which I think personally is a really good folder and very useful folder, is the 8x8, the paper and parchment one. Only because I look and I really need the 8x8 paper and parchment one. If you want to get ahead of the game, you can always order folders now, right? But when they run out, they run out. So if you're a club member, you can get your discount now, or you may want to wait until July, until the club member sale. But I can't guarantee that the same folders. There's been a little bit of a run since I mentioned this. There's been a little bit of a run on the folders. Okay, so if you wanted to stock up on folders and increase your stash, now's the time to do it. Just saying. We can't keep up anymore, and so we have to look at our expenditure and our storage capacity, and they bit the bullet. That's okay though. Right. There's plenty in stock if you still want them, but we won't be reordering them, except for the paper and parchment ones, okay? So now let's have a look at this. This is good. I thought this would be a really nice thing to draw. I mean, it's not perfect. It was done early, but I thought it's nice, because you've got different. I'll show you. It's easy when you break it down, but it's a pretty thing. And I'll tell you what will make it pretty as well. Even prettier is when we make it tiny, when we make it small, you know. So, but there are lots of lovely shapes, and we'll break this down, and it's achievable. It's very achievable. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it. Remember that. So let's have a look. 14 centimeters tall. So let's just give ourselves a 14 centimeter. Let's just give ourselves 14 centimeters. So that way, if you give yourself a kind of a, should we put it over this side a little bit? So it starts there and it goes up to 14 centimeters, right? Let me show you. That goes up to the top of the cream. Yeah, top of the cream, bottom of the cone, 14 centimeters. Let's pop that in first. I've got to come over this way a little bit. I won't have room for the actual. So there to there, yeah, 14. And then the cone there is about 6 centimeters. The rest is easy. Just go to there. You want 6 centimeters, and that's where that triangle is going to be. It's all building up off that triangle. So you go to here and you go to there. That's 6 centimeters there. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll make a triangle. So we'll start with our cone and we'll come out like that. How wide's the cone? I heard you ask. Well, let's have a look. Just to get it, you can make it as wide as you like, 4 centimeters. That's good. 2 either side. So not so big, really. Okay. I know, we always like a large one, don't we? Right, so we're going to go, let's make a triangle. Let's just do it. And you can use your ruler if you like, if it's easier. Right, so we make a triangle. That's the first step. And what we'll do is, look, I'll show you. We're going to do the shapes. You've got a triangle, you've got a circle, you've got another triangle, you've got another triangle, and then you've got a cherry on top. Yes. Yesterday, I digress, but yesterday, the 4 of us went out for a roast lunch, and we went to the local restaurant called the Boar's Head at Crowborough. I tell you what, it's the best roast dinner I've ever had. Reasonably priced, fantastic. It's the first time I've ever been and had a roast dinner in a pub or in a restaurant and said it's better than I could do. You know, I make a mean roast, but I have to say, as we were paying the bill, I said, "You taking Christmas bookings yet?" She laughed, and as we were leaving, I said, "See you next Sunday," because there's no way you wouldn't want to cook it if it's 100 yards up the road from where you live. Except next Sunday's Father's Day, it'll be stacked out, very busy. We couldn't get a table before 3 o'clock. If you fancy an excursion to the Boar's Head, make sure you book in advance or it will end in tears. Okay, but if you're localish, that's a hot tip. Absolutely fantastic food. Yeah. Anyway, and as if that weren't good enough, rhubarb trifle. Have you ever had rhubarb trifle? It was scrummy. Out the window went the diet. Rhubarb, honestly, if anybody's localish, you've got to treat yourself to a day out at the Boar's Head restaurant. Yeah, and have, if it's on the menu, have it's in season at the moment, rhubarb trifle. Yummy, yummy. Anyway, so here we are having our ice cream. We've got a circle now at 11 centimeters. Just to let's get a bit of an angle on this. I drew this freehand and then I went back and measured it. That's what I did. Right, 6, go up to 11. That's where your circle is going to stop. So now we're going to do one scoop or two. We're doing 1 mega scoop. Okay, 1 mega scoop in there. So we'll start there. We'll do a mega scoop. Magical. Have a look. I do like ice cream, don't you? Right, here we go. So we're going to go round like that. Starts there. Round it comes. It's going in there. It's going down in there like that. It's quite big ice cream. I do like ice cream, don't you? There you go. That'll do. Turn it round if it looks a bit. Oh, look, it's a child with a hat on. Okay. It's all about the shapes. That'll do for the triangle, and that'll do for the ice cream. Yeah? Next one. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. I've gone a bit big on that one, haven't I? It's a really big ice cream. Bit greedy, Barb. Bit greedy. Come back down to earth, girl. You'll never get into that wedding outfit that you've bought. There you go. Okay. Let's do it like that. Okay. Right, ice cream. Okay, we've done that. That's better. It's a little bit excessive. There's no point, is there? You buy an ice cream and then the scoop's so big, it dribbles. We'll add the dribbles at the end. Right, that's better. Okay, so now we've got that. Now, what we need here is a triangle, like a hat. Let's just put a triangle. Don't overthink it. Just put a triangle like that. That'll do. Like that. Okay? So you've got a triangle like that. And that's going to be about there. Call it there, right? So what we're going to do is make one of those. It's like that. But we're not going to worry about that yet. Let's get the triangle in place first. Okay, so there you go. Triangles all over the place. That'll do. It's a good one. So that's the triangle there. We'll sort that out afterwards. That's good. And then here we'll put a fan. So what we'll do is we'll make a fan. And don't worry coming over the ice cream. It's going to be like from there. You know the wafers? So you're going to go like that. Let's make it logical though, because it's going to be logical. So you make a fan. There you go. Stuck that in there. That'll do. That's like that. That's like that. You watch when we draw it all together. It'd be lovely. Right, so now you've got that. You've got that. And then we've got a cherry on the top. We'll do that in a minute. And the cherry is going to sit in here like that. So like that. There's the cherry. And there's the nice. Good balance, you see. You've got a good balance there. Great composition, if I say so myself. So you've got the waffle, you've got the wafer, the cone, the wafer, the scoop, the cream, and the cherry on top. How we doing? Everyone's original. And ice cream is never too big. And Ken wants to know if there will be any hippie chaps. Ken, we're going to have to chat. We can do happy chaps. Okay, I'll talk to Jazz and we'll get a hippie chap going. But at the moment, we're focusing on the hippie chicks. Okay. Look, I even put my hippie chick trousers on. These are the ones, look, I love these. Huge. I know. They hide a host of sins, that's all I'll say. Now, let's have a look. So we've done that, First thing I'm going to do is concentrate on this bit here, this bit. So if you look at it, let's break this bit down here. The first thing I'm going to do is take out the bits that overlap. I've got a rubber here as well. Right, take that out there. Take that out there. Okay. This is just literally for shape. So now that is going to sit there like that. And what we'll start is, we'll start like this. So we're gonna pop this. This might be fatter than we want it to be, like that. Let's just put it there. Okay, we'll put it there. That's the cream. Don't worry, we'll get the cream going. Right, that's that. And then underneath the cream, let's make like a kidney bean. It's sitting like that. Don't overthink it. It's all dribbling down the sides. You don't really have to worry about it. So you bring that in a bit further. You can bring that over a little bit, dribble it around, gives it a bit of shape. Right, take this out. Honestly, don't overthink it. So you've got like that. Looks like one of those. This looks like one of those little candy sweets, you know, that you put on the top of cakes. You know what I mean? Right, look, they're like little sausages. Going to go like that. It's like a shell. Look, you see? This is what we're doing. So if we start on the inside here, let's just see where we go with this. So that's like that, right? And then we're going to bring the next one in around the front. So this goes like that. Don't overthink it. Just think about the shell. So that's like that, right? Then the next one comes in like this, and it goes like that. Then the next one comes in, and it goes like that. And here they come, right? See? So you've got your first one there, like that. Then the second one, you can always accentuate them afterwards. You just want to get your shape. And if you're not happy with it, go again. That'll do. So I've got my snail. That's my first piece there. And then underneath, it was funny. I had a bit of a struggle with this one, and then I just let it go, and then it was fine. So this one is just ice cream. You know, it's like there's any randomness to it, right? So we'll just make some swirls, right? Round we go, swirls. And then that one goes around there. Got a little bit of dribble around there. That'll do. There's your ice cream. So we've got some of these going. Right. So this is all coming together now. There. That's the same as that. And we can always add the dribble at the end. Don't worry about that. Let me get my rubber out, my eraser pencil. I've only got a white one, but that'll do. There. Go like that in there. It's starting to already take shape. Get rid of all the triangle stuff in the background. That was just your guide. Okay, do that. Let's take a. Already looking better, isn't it? Right, that's that. And then the cherry. So a cherry's quite good. If you want to put a little bit more like that. Right, cherry, we're going to go like that. There you go. There's your cherry. Quite big. Nice big cherry. Okay. Dave bought some cherries on the side of the road down here in Sussex. I'm sure it's everywhere, but down here in Sussex and Kent, Garden of England and all that, you get lots of fruit vendors. You know, it is the season. Strawberries, cherries. You know, we bought a box of cherries this time. The best cherries. I haven't eaten cherries that good for years. They actually tasted like cherries, and they were actually from Spain. Right, so now we've got our circle, our ice cream. Let's pop that in like that. Don't worry. Next thing, let's do the cone. Now, the cone is pretty cool. This reminds me of Germany, Waffeln. This was Zuckerwaffel. And this is, when I lived in Germany, when I was a kid, my Oma and Opa, they lived in the north of Germany in a little village. And we didn't get an ice cream van with the music. What we used to get was, so this is coming round here, and it's like a fold. There you go, like that. And then that comes down like that, and that comes down like that, and then we'll dress it. And in fact, I'm going to bring that round a bit more so it's not bang in the centre. And this man, he used to have an estate car. It was just I remember it was a white car, north of Germany. It was a long white estate car. And in the back, he used to put the boot up, and in the back, you'd have these tins with ice cream in them. Vanilla, chocolate, it was like Neapolitan. Strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, that was it. And then you'd queue up at the back of his estate car, and he didn't have a, he didn't have any of that. He had a bell, like a school bell, and he just used to ring it out the window. And as regular as clockwork. And every day, all the children would pile up. Isn't that, yeah, different? I suppose it's different, isn't it? But it's a memory, and it's certainly stuck with me, that one. Ice gems. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. That's what they're called, ice gems. Right, let's get that Waffe, Zuckerwaffe. Say after me, right? These are called, we have cones. These are called Zuckerwaffe. Sugar is Zucker. Zucker. No, not Zucker. It's like Zuckerberg, right? He's actually called Zuckerberg, which is a sugar mountain. Does he know his name, Sugar Mountain? Mr. Richest man in the world, apart from the other one from Africa. Yeah? Zucker. Zucker. Sugar. Zucker. Yeah? Waffle. Waffle. It's spelt waffle. Well, waffle. Hello. I've just had a little moment and a little aha moment. Yeah? Waffles, we call in German Waffle. Waffle. W for w. Waffle. Zuckerwaffle. She's looking at me like, what is her thing? 1 minute I'm drawing an ice cream, the next minute I'm going, Zuckerwaffle. Oh, it's Monday morning, friends. Right, so I'm going to bring this one round a little bit further. I don't want it to be so symmetrical, bang in the middle. There you go. So that goes like that, that goes like that, Zuckerwaffle, and then we can dress it. This is looking good. Then we've got this one. Okay, and we'll do that one as well. That's looking good too. And then on Thursday, it's all right, I'd eat it. I'd eat it. On Thursday, we'll add the beautiful shadowing and that, and we'll transfer it and make a beautiful card, regardless of the weather. Okay? So let's have a look. Keep going though, come on. So what we want to do now is look at the design of the, what's it called? A Zuckerwaffle, right? So we're going to look at the Zuckerwaffle. Right, ready? Okay. So we'll make a really light border around the edge. Okay. Move your artwork. Make the artwork come to you. And if it's a little bit too sketchy, then get a little bit more stylized with your line art. So that one's going to come round like that, like so. And this one's going to come in. You might want to sharpen your pencil on this one. Right, it's got a little edge because the waffle, right, it kind of dips in, doesn't it? And we need that to do this. Right, so we'll go in there like that. Tight up to the edge. Linda and Rob and Dave and I, we went up for a walk on the forest yesterday morning, and a bit of fresh air, you know. And I was telling Linda about what I was going to draw in the SHAC this morning, and I was reminiscing, and I told her, and I was telling her about one of my famous memories of dates. You know, when you have a date, Right. So I'm gonna do this bit first. This bit. Okay. It looks like a waffle to me. And I remember when I was a young girl and we lived in Gillingham, and I worked at the newspaper shop. Okay. And there was this fella that I really liked. His name was Jethro. I really liked him. And he came in the newspaper shop one morning. And he said, "Would you like to go to the cinema this afternoon?" I would say I was 15, something like that. Okay, 14, 15 years old. And 15. And he said, "Would you like to go to the cinema this afternoon?" Oh, what? Yes, I really would, right? So I finished my shift and I ran home and I said to my mum, she's a hard woman, my mother. I said to my mum, "Can I go to the flicks this afternoon?" Jeffro's asked me. She said, "You can, but you have to line all the kitchen cupboards with this new paper first." I said, "You're joking. I've got to meet him in an hour." She said, "That's the deal." And it wasn't so that I could have money to go. It was so that I would be released. German, right? So my brother, my 4 years younger brother, we went into mass production. He emptied all the pots and pans and plates, right? I was cutting the lining paper. I was putting the lining paper in. He ran behind me. He put the pots and pans and plates back in. And we were doing, this is it, anyway, managed to line all the cupboards, ran, because I said I'd meet him outside the Ashtray, which is it's at the top of Chatham Hill. So I met him outside there's a point to this story, right? So I met him outside the Ashtray late. And then we had to skedaddle down the hill, which was quite a walk down to the cinema. And so striding down Chatham Hill to get to the cinema on time. And then got in the cinema. God knows what we saw. I don't remember the film because I was a bit shy, right? And we were sitting there and his arm came around the back and then his hand started coming around here. So I was like that, right? I spent the entire time with my arms clenched like that. And this arm, it was like being with a squid, right? Then this hand would come down there and I'd be like that. Then it would come round here and I'd be like that. So I have no idea what we watched, okay? But he was ever so good looking. And I was so excited to be with him. But I spent the whole time like that, okay? You understand, right? We used to call it WHT, wandering hand trouble. So there I was, oblivious to what was going on, just making sure that my arms were clenched. And then he said, "Right, okay, well he was obviously, he'd had just about enough, I think, by then." And then he said, "Right, come on," he was a bit older than me. He said, he was 18. He said, "I'll take you for a wimpy." I said, "Oh, that's nice." So he took me to the Wimpy bar, right? Do you remember Wimpies? Do they still exist, Wimpies? Okay. So he took me to the Wimpy bar. And he ordered his burger. And I ordered, wait for it, a Knickerbocker Glory. Okay. Which is a really tall class, like a sundae. For those of you who are too young to remember or from another country, it's a Knickerbocker Glory. It's just this really tall sundae with a cherry on top. Okay. And then it's, you have to have a long spoon and down you go. And at the bottom, sometimes there's a bubble gum, but not always. Depends. Anyway, so I'm buried in this Knickerbocker Glory, in my element, and he says to me, "How old are you?" As you would, right? And I, honest as the day is long, said, I'm 15. And do you know what? He bloody left me there. He got up and left me. He left me sitting in Wimpy's with my ice cream. I think he must have thought, jail bait. And he was out of that door like a whippet. And so then I had the walk of shame up Chatham Hill on my own. I was running up behind him, but he was too fast for me. Ironically, we became really good friends for years and years, after the initial not such good first date. We became really good mates. In fact, Jethro was the person who drove me up to university and settled me into digs and that. We became really good mates. But Yeah, it was funny. Well, it wasn't at the time. I was devastated. That was a date to remember. Yeah. And so the Knickerbocker glory moment it just came to light, like memories surface. I hadn't thought about that date for 30 years. But it was just interesting yesterday when I was deciding I was going to draw an ice cream with my friends in the shack. That came up. See, when you get to the edge, you've got to kind of pretend it's going around the edge. All right? Yeah. Those are the days. Oh, to be young. I don't know. It's okay. Everything's fine. I'm glad I'm here. Now, let's see. I'm glad I've still got my memory and my marbles and I can remember those things. Ought to write them down, really, oughtn't we? Hey? So, when we get together on Thursday, do us a favour. Bring your ice cream with you. This one. And we'll carry on with the waffle. Yeah? Carry on with the waffle. Because I think we're running out of time here. Can you believe it's already 4 minutes to? Well, while I'm doing this, let me say, right? Okay, so tomorrow, Groovy Tuesday with Paul tomorrow. And then it's just me on Thursday with you doing this, the waffle. Right, we'll do that. And then, I don't want to mess this up. You know what we're going to do. And then on Thursday, what we'll do is we'll make that lovely scallop one and we'll finesse it. It's good. This is a good one. Yeah. I might bring that up a bit. I might bring this up a little bit because that is going to end up on the floor. This ice cream's going to end up in tears. So I may just have to, the joys of drawing. I may just have to bring this up a smidgen, right? Like that. Just so you got a little bit more a chance of catching it before it hits the deck. Hey? And let's get together on Thursday evening. We haven't got any telly this week. It's fine. We just haven't got any telly this week. I'm really grateful for, really, just to have a break, just to be able to regroup, have a little chat. We're gonna have a meeting now down in the boardroom. Sounds very posh. It's the only room that's got enough chairs. So the team are going to have a meeting. We'll run to Greg's, get some coffees, get some frothy coffee and a couple of donuts. And then we're going to have a chat about how the open days went. I think it's important, that everybody knows what we got up to and how it went. So that's what we're going to do now at 11 o'clock. And I hope you have a fantastic week. Now, don't forget to join me on the 4th of July. I'll see you lots of times before then. But do me a favour, if you can, get your Hippie Chick stamps and groovy set and have a play. And then we'll start having a play online and do a couple of competitions maybe and on the blog. So by the time we get to the craft along, we'll be très familiar with those 3 hippie chicks. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you're in the mood for an ice cream now, because I certainly am. And have a fantastic week. Thank you, Paul, for your help. Thank you to everybody who joined us at the weekend. It was absolutely wonderful. But what would be the point if you didn't come? So Nahid, yeah, fabulous. It was good to see you too, my darling. There we are. Thanks again. And thanks to everybody who worked so hard to make it the success that it was. See you soon. See you Thursday. And don't forget Paul tomorrow, Groovy Tuesday. Bye-bye now. Oh, and Elizabeth,